Very quick demonstration of how you would use the AutoQL API by Chata within Microsoft Excel. And there's a plugin, as you can see on the right-hand side here. I was already asking some questions, which is accessing a language model trained upon a data warehouse or other data asset. The other thing to point out before I get going is this is the same model that Excel is connected to, as would be a Microsoft Teams connection as well. So AutoQL can also be used within Microsoft Teams for data collaboration. But let's say in this particular case, we're focused on Excel. Now, organizations have created a lot of very complex workflows and very robust models in Microsoft Excel. But one of the core challenges is with assumptions changing, of course, the source data needs to change as well. And all of that is not super easily integrated in a lot of workflows. So in this particular case of a very simple model, you'll see there's some sales estimates, some high-low estimates as well. They're all tied to these, these two core input cells. But we need to get this information from a source data question. So let's say in this case, I'm looking for these online dairy sales. I'm interested in that. So I can come back to here, this source data tab. I can expand this quite easily, but let's say I wanted to know all online dairy sales. Because again, we want to take a look at the transactional data is really what we're interested in. So that detailed information. So on this year, let's say in California. Okay, so we ask that question. Again, calls the API, returns the data from here. You could take a look at the data a little bit more within here if you want to, but you'll see we returned about 2,491 rows, and we want to just put that into the current sheet now instead of a new sheet. So then we hit populate data. Now you've got all that information within here, and we can get the plugin out of the way. So all of this exists now. So if we go into the forecast sales, and we want this average sale amount, now we'll have to just put in what most people know is we want to find the average, and we want to take that from this source data. So if we look at the transactional amount, we just want to go down, highlight that entire amount. And I know there's quicker ways to do this. I just want to show that all of the data shows up within here. And we go down, and of course we get that here. And then what you see now is now this has populated, and it's also populated a sales estimate so far as well. So this transaction forecast would come from another system or another sheet or whatever it is, but this was the forecast input that we've received, and then we want to see how from the source data for California that this is all flowing out from there. Now we also want to know the standard deviation. So if we do the similar type of thing, we'll just grab this entire equation, plug it in here, except we want to know the standard deviation. So now we get the standard deviation, and now we have this. So let's just say we have a very, very simplistic model. We just want to look at one standard deviation up and one standard deviation down from the average sales amount to get our forecast. And you'll see everything, which is the case in a lot of organizations, everything's already set up. These models are already set up. The hard part is just getting that source data or source information into the system to be able to end up doing your forecast from there. And the last thing in the source data is, you get all of your filters and everything else out of the box that you'd be looking for. If you're on the marketing side, you want to look at certain promotion names, you have all of that stuff available.